Mass evacuations from Afghanistan are continuing at a frantic pace. Chaotic scenes continue to emerge from the Kabul airport. While the city remained relatively calm and peaceful, thousands thronged the airport in a desperate attempt to flee the country. The US and its allies are desperately trying to control the crowds there, with at least 17 people reportedly injured in a stampede at the gate. Officials say that the pace of the flights is moving rapidly now on military transports, although it's not clear when the civilian flights would be resuming. It's also not clear exactly how many Afghans are among the evacuees so far, as Western countries rush to get their own citizens out. United States forces fired tear gas near the Kabul airport to disperse crowds of Afghans. A dismal picture of the hasty withdrawal from the country. The scenes at Kabul airport this week have focused the world's attention on whether countries have a duty to accept Afghans who are fleeing the country. In an interview, Joe Biden has said that US forces would remain until the evacuation of all Americans and allies is carried out, even if that meant staying on past the 31st August deadline. Have a look at the visuals on your screen. The citizens were so desperate to enter the airport that they took to climbing the wall of the airport. American soldiers were seen helping women and a little girl amid the chaotic crowds that had gathered. It's not known what happened to them after they crossed over, but it is only after passing the barrier that someone is processed by the US consulate to see if they have eligible documents. So these citizens were desperate to get inside. Another piece of footage from outside the airport showed the crowds waiting as gunfire could be heard in the background. It was not immediately clear who fired the shots, as both the Taliban and the United States now maintain an armed presence there. Our correspondent Anas Malik has been getting us those ground reports. In fact, he was present at the airport when those gunshots were fired. This is what he saw right outside the Hamid Karzai International Airport.
I'm outside the Kabul International Airport, where hundreds and thousands of people are around very near to the airport. Some are being prevented as well in order to get inside the airport. The commercial operations has been resumed at the Kabul International Airport, but flights which would be having prior permission to land would only be allowed. We've been hearing gunshots being fired intermittently as well in order to disperse the crowd. But by and large, at the Kabul airport, only those flights which have prior permissions are being allowed to take off or land. It also comes with the caveat that those flights, the flights that land, will not be allowed to refuel, and the internal security lies with the USAF. Anas Malik in Kabul, Afghanistan, for WION, World is One.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.